Hello there, welcome to Recorder 101, Lesson 14. I've been feeling a little bit under the weather today, so we'll see how much I get through. Today, I've basically been spending a lot of the past week looking at the new music that I'm not posting today. Last week, of course, we were working on the new B flat, or alternately for the soprano or tenor recorder, and for the alto recorder, unless of course you've got a German alto, in which case it's this. Okay, so that was basically it. Oh, if you want to hear it on the tenor, assuming you have a tenor, so left thumb down, and either these fingers or these fingers. Anyway, this one's in. And trying to get myself around that. And the music that's coming, I plan to have it ready for you by next week, is basically written for 3 different parts. So you could have all 3 instruments playing together, or based on what's here, actually, it's probably written for 3 sopranos or 3 tenors. I'm going to have to do some extra lines for the altos to make them more in agreement with the rest of the music. So, as I've been playing through it, I've come to a few things that cause me to sort of go, ooh, that's a challenge. So we've got a place. So this is from A. We're going to go to B because it's a B flat. Or, as I said, there's the alternate fingering. Sorry about that. Let me do it again. My mistake. Probably a leaky finger. Definitely a leaky finger. Probably my thumb. But that's not the problem. We do have that. And then the one that gives me the problems is going to G. So that's something you can practice over the coming week. There's something like that almost everywhere. Yeah. The other thing that I ran into that's a problem for me is hitting my low notes, because in this particular piece we've got our low notes, so all the way down to, and it doesn't seem to be as much of a problem for me to go, let me see, where is it? Going from, remember, this is a Baroque recorder, a soprano. So when I'm doing the F, I'm just lifting this middle finger. And then I'm going to go down to C. You see, it's not a nice smooth C. So practice that sort of thing. Tenor, same thing for the tenor recorders. So I'm having to do that. Actually, with a tenor, I'm tending to use the alternative finger. And going down from the F to the C. Probably it's partly getting the finger closings right. Remember, my fingers are spreading a little bit more. It's not a huge spread, you can see. It's not an uncomfortable spread at all. But I'm suspecting my pinky isn't hitting that C just right, closing it just right. The other possibility is that my thumb could be rocking slightly, especially as I move to close that C, even though they're two different hands, left and right. So if you're having difficulty getting your low notes, this is a week to practice those. What low notes have we got coming? We've got, for the soprano and the tenor, we've got our C, and we've got our F, and we also have D. You see, that's a problem for me, going from D to C. So back to the very first lesson, when we were practicing things like the how are you. It's been a long time, 14 weeks, since we've done things like that. It's a problem for my alto is red as well, hitting my low F. Now, I just noticed that my low F is very off kilter. That could be my problem with my F, so I can turn it, not too much, try that and see if that's going to help me. But I'm have some places where I've got some Fs. No, it needs to be a bit more that way. So definitely my pinky needs work. And these are things that we run into all the time. So there's a lot that I can't play very well with my with the F on my alto. I'm going to have these ready for you to be able to play any of these instruments by next week. I have to rework the pieces. Okay, that was what I was letting you know, that there are some jumps coming in this, that moving from one to the other, this is always especially difficult when you're beginning. Once you've really got control of your instrument, you're practicing regularly, it's going to be easier, hopefully. Why isn't it easy for me? It should be. You're teaching this course. I'm keeping myself rough specifically so that I'm always addressing the problems that beginners and people who've struggled with this face. Okay? That's the reason it's staying. Basically, rather simple. Okay, when I began the course, I said about 15 minutes a day. Well, we're just about at 10 minutes. So what I've got here is my metronome, and it's turned very low. I'm going back to Les Bouffons, which has given me problems, and I'm setting my metronome at, well, let's set it to 80. I had it at 76. Skipping the repeat. Okay, taking it up from 80 to 96, because I'm trying to keep the lesson about right. Skipping the repeat. Moving the metronome up. 112. Yes, I've been doing this. And skipping the repeats. Different fingering, alto. And I've been leaving that deliberately a bit raw, doing less practice with the alto, because I had learned it first with the alto, and actually I can go faster than the 112 with the alto when I'm practicing it regularly. But this, if you're thinking of this as what it is, it's a dance. And if you move your metronome forward as you're practicing, the way I was doing depending on where your mistakes are. Notice where your mistakes are. Take those out as exercises. Just those 2 or 3 notes. Take them out, do them as an exercise, walk around the house doing them, getting them right, getting your fingering right. Silent practice, get the fingering right. Then try to make sure you can get the note with it. Is it, or is it, whatever notes are giving you problems. But move the metronome forward. You are really trying to give this dance at least three different speeds. First speed to get the dancers started. The second speed to speed them up. The third speed to, okay, this is only for the fastest and the best. I think I've said this before. The fourth time, slow it back down again and bring it down to a close. And then you've really got your whole piece there on multiple levels. Okay, sorry I missed the repeats on that. Trying to keep this short to attend to my energy levels, which are nil right now. Okay, folks, let me hear from you. Let me know how you're doing. Things like that. So take care.